How did Shilo Sanders perform in Bucs-Steelers preseason game? Calls mount for Deion Sanders' son to get cut amid struggles. For Shilo Sanders, football has always been more than a game. It's a family affair, the son of Hall of Famer Deion Sanders and the older brother of Cleveland Browns quarterback Shedeur. Shilo has spent most of his career under a bright spotlight. But while Shedeur has dominated headlines this preseason, the older Sanders brother is quietly fighting for his own dream, a place on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' 53-man roster. How did Shilo Sanders do during Week 2 of the preseason versus Pittsburgh? Sanders played in the Bucs' Week 2 preseason game against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Saturday night. For players like him, preseason games aren't just exhibitions. They're lifelines. Every tackle, every special teams rep, every chance to flash his speed or instincts could be the moment that earns him a roster spot. The 25-year-old safety did not see the field in the first half, but entered the game in the third quarter. With injuries piling up in the Buccaneers secondary, Sanders had an excellent opportunity to take a big step toward solidifying a roster spot. Unfortunately, he didn't get off to a great start as he missed a big tackle. Such mistakes could hurt Sanders' chances of making the roster, and he knows he must address these issues. He finished the game with just 2 solo tackles and, unfortunately, no highlight-worthy plays, as the Buccaneers won 17-14. It wasn't the kind of game Sanders would have hoped for. However, he will get another opportunity in the Buccaneers' final preseason game against the Buffalo Bills next week. If he fails to make an impact in that game, Sanders may face an uphill battle to make the final 53-man roster. NFL fans react to Sanders' performance. Here is how some of the fans reacted to Sanders' performance against the Steelers. Shilo might get cut. Brew is missing tackles, looking like a middle schooler, wrote one fan on X. A Buccaneers fan added, "We need a safety signing immediately. I'm rooting for Shilo, but he's PS practice squad material." #BucsDB, Shilo Sanders is having a rough night. 2 big missed tackles and hasn't been tracking well, said another fan. "Yeah, bro, Shilo is going to get cut," added another account on X. Shilo Sanders is having a rough go early on in this one. Awful routes to the ball carrier. Needs to wake up quick if he wants to even be on the PS, wrote the account, Tampa Tones, who hosts a podcast around the team. Even though it won't be an easy journey, Sanders is trying to establish that he belongs in the NFL. The Buccaneers rookie is trying to write his own chapter in the family's football history with every game, every snap, and every moment. It's worth noting that his preseason debut last week against the Tennessee Titans went better for Sanders. Sanders wasn't drafted back in April, signing with Tampa Bay as an undrafted free agent. Shilo came into camp with a chip on his shoulder, determined to prove that he belongs in the NFL. For him, the goal right now isn't about fame or headlines. It's about surviving the grind, showing he can contribute on special teams, and proving to coaches that he can be trusted when it matters most. Sanders fighting for a spot with Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sanders' first chance to show what he can do in NFL action came in the Bucs' preseason opener against the Titans. See the field in the first half, but when he came in after the break, he immediately made his presence felt. On one of his very first plays, Sanders came flying into the backfield untouched, nearly getting a sack. He finished the night with a solo tackle and a quarterback hit, but what impressed coaches and fans most were the little things, the smart positioning, the instincts, and the hustle on every snap. Shilo isn't new to the grind of football. At Colorado last season, he was one of the hardest-hitting safeties in the Pac-12, finishing with 67 tackles. Along with the tackles, he added a sack, forced a fumble, scooped up 2 more, including one he ran back for a touchdown, and broke up a pair of passes against the Titans. Sanders played with the kind of energy that made him a fan favorite in Boulder, and now he's trying to channel that same energy in Tampa Bay.